John Theodore Zabasky, A Quiet Revolution in Healthcare Access. Some entrepreneurs chase scale, others chase innovation. John Zabasky. He chases balance, the kind that sits right between private sector efficiency and real-world impact. He's not a household name, but what he's building might quietly change how millions of Americans get their health care. John Theodore Zabasky grew up in Burtonsville, Maryland. His childhood was grounded in family, shaped by 2 generations of Washington, D.C. firefighters, his father and grandfather. That stability gave him the space to explore. Sports, especially baseball, came naturally. I was pretty good, John says. I had a short stint in semi-pro, and I thought I had a real shot at the majors. But a serious injury changed that path. Instead of stadiums, he dove into books. A great aunt introduced him to history, and that spark stuck. He went on to earn both a BA and MA in history from UMBC. History taught me how systems evolve, he says, and how small decisions ripple out. That long-view mindset would later guide how he approached complex systems like healthcare and HR technology. From there, he picked up an MBA from Pepperdine, a PhD in Information Systems from Concordia, and is now completing a PhD in Health Sciences at Liberty University. I've always been curious, he says, and education gives me structure for that curiosity. Before healthcare, John was deep in enterprise technology. He served as Chief Information Officer at listinglink.com, the early version of Realtor.com, and later held executive roles at Softex and VentureCorp. In those roles, he led teams building large-scale HR, payroll, and ERP systems. But it wasn't just about writing code or leading projects. I always had this feeling that technology could do more than just automate, he says. It could fill gaps, real human gaps. In 2013, that idea became something tangible. John founded WorXsiteHR in Oxnard, California. The company started with the question, what if you could create a healthcare plan that costs nothing, but actually works? That question became the HealthWorks plan, a no-cost medical option for lower-income, part-time, and seasonal workers. It's subsidized through a non-profit structure and optimized through smart tax code compliance, ERISA, and Section 125. It costs neither the employer nor the employee, and yet it's fully legal, fully audited, and fully functional. There's a narrative out there that if healthcare is free, it must be broken, John says. We've proven that wrong. WorXsiteHR now donates over $100 million in healthcare services and premiums annually. Employers get significant FICA tax savings. Employees get real coverage, not just discount cards. And all of it runs through HRX, their proprietary benefits software. John's tech roots show up in how WorXsiteHR operates. Implementation takes less than 2 weeks. Onboarding is electronic and fast. Employers can integrate their own payroll system or use the company's. Everything from ACA compliance to 1095C filings happens automatically. But at its core, it's not just a system, it's a philosophy. Real innovation isn't just solving a problem, John says. It's solving it for the people no one else is solving it for. That belief drives how the platform is built. It's also part of why John doesn't spend time on press tours or industry panels. He'd rather let the system speak for itself. Unlike many executives, John still gets his hands dirty. His background as a technical enterprise architect isn't just on paper. He's known to review code, troubleshoot implementations, and mentor staff directly. That hands-on approach also showed up at previous ventures. At Softex, He oversaw everything from staffing solutions to IT outsourcing. At Ventacorp, he helped small companies scale through strategic investments and back-end HR infrastructure. But healthcare is where all of that comes together. I've worked in staffing, IT, HR, finance. This touches all of them. He says, healthcare was the puzzle that made the rest of it click. John isn't flashy. You won't find him on Instagram. He doesn't post on LinkedIn often. But ask him about his work, and he'll light up. I'm not trying to be a disruptor, he says. I'm trying to be effective. Outside of work, John enjoys golf, bodybuilding, baseball, and boating. He describes these as equal parts therapy and thinking time. It's in those quiet moments, he says, that most of his best ideas have come to him. He's also a published author. His early academic work, The Moral Jurisprudence of Adam Smith, explored the ethical side of economics. That sense of balance between profit and purpose is still at the core of what he does. His long-term vision is simple, but not small. Make no-cost healthcare the standard for all US workers. Not through mandates, but through design, through systems that work within the rules and change lives at scale. This isn't charity, he says. It's design thinking. It's engineering. It's building a system that rewards doing the right thing. And he's just getting started.